Today it's mental health days versus just Harden Up, and how I found the answer in these two bottles. I was listening to a recent debate on the radio about mental health days and whether we should have them or not. Generally, people were supportive that people should be able to take a preventative or recovery day for their mental well-being. But there was also a very strong opinion that people should stop being so soft, that they should harden up, pull themselves together and just get on with it. So, is there actually a right or a better way? Well, before I tell you my answer, I want to tell you about these two bottles and the learning that they brought a group that I was facilitating. Here's the scenario and the question. See if you can guess the answer. I poured two volunteers a glass of wine, each from a different bottle, and asked them to describe it. Now, they both enjoyed the wine, of course, as you would at 10 a.m. on a workday. The first described it as a crisp wine, fragrant, with a delicate body. The second person described it as a nice wine that they'd probably have during dinner. Now, here's my question. Which one is better? Now, both parties acknowledged that they couldn't really answer that question because they had only sampled one of the options. In other words, how could they judge something that they didn't have first-hand experience about or the full knowledge? I asked them, maybe they could agree by just describing and sharing their experience together. Again, the answer was no. As you might recall, the language and terms they used to describe the wine was quite different. The learning from this is quite simply that unless we've actually experienced something ourselves, we can't fully appreciate and know what it's like. The sad realization for the group was that we can be quite opinionated sometimes about things we don't really know. So what's my opinion about mental health days versus Harden Up? Well, unless you've experienced both of those scenarios, then are you really in a position to judge? Unless you've experienced real mental health issues, maybe suffered from panic attacks or been on the brink of suicide, you can't really know what that's like. You can't fully understand. But you don't have to understand in order to be understanding. Whether you take mental health days or not, neither one determines your value as a human being, nor is it any sort of indicator of the contribution and difference that your life can make. Neither one is right. They're just different. And there shouldn't be comparison, just compassion. At the end of the day, we're all just fellow travellers, doing our very best to navigate this thing we call life. So how about we show understanding, even though we don't understand? We show compassion without comparison, and we be kind and accepting of ourselves as much as other people. See you next time.